Hi guys, it's Ben here from T-Rex Space Station. How's everyone doing? I hope you've all had a very good weekend and been enjoying this hot weather. I've actually been in my bedroom revising, which is an entirely other issue. But I realise it's been a month since the last community collection questions video. Time really flies when you're having fun, I guess. And as I said last time, I want to try and do these relatively regularly, roughly every month or so. Thanks a lot for all of the video responses last time. It was a really good response. And I think it would be kind of cool for me to choose my favourite videos from each month, and so this time has to go to GRUSS Newton. I don't know if you guys watched this video response, but it was absolutely hilarious. I will post a link to it in the description below. He basically recorded it from the back of his games room, from somewhere behind a CRT, and chose Sonic 2 for pretty much every single question. I mean, Sonic 2 is a great game. Like, if you're going to pick something, like, pick that to be your go-to. Thanks a lot for that, Gruss. Maybe he's going to do another weird response this time. I don't know. We'll have to keep our ears peeled. Ears peeled? Eyes peeled. Peel whatever you want to. I don't mind. Okay, so let's jump straight into it. If you've not done this before, there are 5 questions here designed at getting you to show off games from your game collection. Maybe ones that you don't normally talk about or show off that often. First up is a game that's too hard. You probably know what I'm going to choose for this one if you've been watching my channel over the last few days. It's Ghouls and Ghosts. It's a Sega Mega Drive game. I love the box art on this game, one of my favourite bits of box art for the system. And I love pretty much most of the things about the game. It's got great graphics, it's got great gameplay, the mechanics work, it's fantasy, which is something I like, but the difficulty setting is just way off kilter. It's impossible. If you watch my video of it, you'll see that I can get to like the second level before everything just completely falls apart, and I cannot get past level 2. The game's got a practice mode, and you know it's horrible if it's got a practice mode. Like, the only reason to have that mode in there is because if you're actually using lives and continues, you'd see about 2 minutes of the game, and that'd be it. I kind of describe this as like the original Dark Souls. It's a game that unashamedly kicks your ass time and time again, one that you probably have to practice for hours to get through, and it's got nasty cheap stuff in it. Cheap stuff like the bridge just falls away from under your feet, or if you get the wrong weapon you're crippled against the boss, or slight misjudgments of angles and things and you're gone. So it's just too bloody difficult. It could be like a really amazing game. As it stands, I think it is a legendary game. It's a good game. It's a very good series. It's just too bloody hard. Can't you make an easy mode or something? Damn it. I actually don't go back to playing this that often because it just makes me want to throw it out the window, and you can see that I started effing and jeffing at the end of my video. So I was just like, I've had enough of this. Next up is a game that you were given, and I always seem to stick with Mega Drive games, don't I? Can you see that there? It is World Cup Italia. Now, the good thing about trading with YouTubers and buying games off YouTubers is sometimes, if they're nice, you get a little treat in there. And this was from Long Rod von Hugendong. I always hate saying that bloody name. He gave me a couple of free games with a trade that I did with him. And actually, this is a game that I remember really fondly from my childhood. Yes, it's probably not a very good game if you want to look at it objectively. It's kind of a crappy top-down football game, but I always liked it. I like the kind of cheeriness of the music and the level. The gameplay is, yeah, it's kind of monotonous, but there's something fun and childlike about it. And the really fun thing about it is that you can basically absolutely floor people with tackles. There are no red cards or anything in it. It's not that advanced, so you can just hammer people with horrible two-footed Paul Scholes tackles, and nothing bad ever happens. There's a really good playthrough by Harry Ack of this game, actually, which you should check out if you can find it on YouTube. He's actually quite good at it. He shows you the various ways of scoring goals. There aren't really that many ways, to be honest with you. It's a very basic game, but it was a nice gift, and it's one that I'm going to stick with. I'm not going to get rid of it. I like playing it now and then. It's very fun in 2-player, just for a bit of a laugh after a couple of beers. Number 3 is a game that was a pleasant surprise. So this is probably a game that you maybe didn't have high expectations of, maybe one that had bad reviews, and you bought it and it turned out to be good. I've gone for The Godfather, and this is the Black Hand edition on the Wii. The first version that I bought actually was on the PS2. I was kind of knocking around in Blockbusters, and they had like knocked off PS2 games for like 3 or 4 quid. And so I bought it, looking at it thinking, look, it's Godfather, it might be alright. I presumed it was just going to be a GTA 3 rip-off. And yes, it's a sandbox game, it is kind of GTA style. it was a really pleasant surprise because it's actually a fantastic bloody game. It's probably better than the GTA games. It's got a load of stuff in there that those games don't have. The extortion system, running rackets, extorting people, beating them up, taking on warehouses, a lot of turf war stuff. All right, that is in some of the most recent ones. Customizing your character. And it got me completely hooked, and I played it over and over and over again. I absolutely loved it. It's really addictive, taking over bits of turf and like going to different cities and all that kind of stuff. And it's badass. It follows the movie really well. You get bonus points for executing people in dodgy ways, in dangerous ways. It makes you feel like a proper mobster, And it was a pleasant surprise. I had no idea that the game was that bloody good. If you've not played it, then get hold of it. There's actually a 360 version that I didn't know about. So if you want it, then that's probably the best one to go for, being that the graphics are probably really good. Next up is a game beginning with a vowel. That's A, E, I, O, or U, in case you needed to know that. I'm sure you didn't. I like doing these ones where it's like gives you a lot of scope for choosing something. I am going to pick all Mega Drive, isn't it? Apart from that one. The Ottifants. What am I doing? I don't know if you guys have heard of this. I think it's a German game. Cash waiting for your used games. Gamesville in Crawley. Oh, that's not too far from me. Not that I often like going for trips to Crawley. This is a game that I liked when I was a kid. You play as these weird elephant-type creatures. It's a platformer. You got to collect gummy bears, and you suck things with your elephant nose. And it's all very bizarre. And it's actually not that good a game. But it's one that I like to have and like to play now and then because it reminds me of a halcyon days in my youth. So that's my one. Oh, you can choose one of the other 5 letters if you like. You probably don't want to pick this up. Maybe you do, I don't know. If you're a completionist, you might do. There is a gameplay video of it way back in my library from when I first started. I bought it with high expectations thinking, you used to like this, it's going to be good. And it was one of those ones where it turned out to be not as good as you remember it. Okay, and finally, a game that you heard about through YouTube. So, watching YouTube videos, watching someone else's channel. Did they talk about a game? Did you see a video of it online and then think, I want to buy it? That happens to me all the time, by the way. Lethal channels to watch a classic game room. If you watch that, I'm going to end up wasting my money on something. And I think this one was from Classic Game Room. It's Atomic Runner. I believe this was originally called Chernobyl, or Chernobyl in the Japanese version, which had to be changed because that's completely politically incorrect. That was a terrible disaster that happened. You can't call a game after that. But it's a great game. I love it. There's some reviews that are online panning it, but I can't think of for the life of me why. It's really good. It's a side-scrolling shooter, but it's kind of like a platformer, as in you're running along the ground. You have to keep up, the screen moves, you've got to jump over obstacles and stuff. It's kind of quirky, it's got fun music, it's got interesting, odd enemies. The weird thing about it is that you have to press a button to turn, so you can you're constantly running, you have to face one way or the other. There are some free-form platform elements for some of the bosses where you're jumping backwards and forwards. It's great. It's completely different to other shmups that I've played. There's something unique about it, and it's not too hard. Like, it's hard, but it's not horribly hard. There's an easy mode. I can actually get quite far into it before I die, so not quite as punishing as some of the other ones. If you've not heard of this game, definitely check it out. Again, I have done a gameplay video, and who else has done one? Stella Boxhead did one not too long ago. It's underrated, but very fun. So yeah, check that out, Atomic Runner or Chernobyl. So there's my 5 guys. I look forward to hearing from you soon. If you do have a video response, please post it in the description below. I know that the spam filter will take it out, but I do review my messages and I'll find it, because then I don't lose track of them. Alright, take care guys, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye!